The council chamber floated in the darkness of space like a giant crystal ball. Inside, thousands of aliens sat in curved rows that reached up toward the ceiling. Their skin came in every color imaginable. Some had scales, others had fur. A few glowed in the dark. Today was special. Today was the grand ranking ceremony. The council leader stood at the center. He was tall with blue skin and 4 arms. His voice boomed across the massive hall. "Welcome, beings of the galaxy. Today we rank a new species." The crowd cheered. Ranking day happened only once every 100 years. It was when they measured how dangerous a new species could be. The giant screens above them flickered to life. Images appeared. Images of a small blue planet. Images of strange creatures who walked on 2 legs. They had no scales, no claws, no natural weapons at all. "Behold, humanity," the council leader announced. Silence filled the hall. Then someone laughed. Another joined in. Soon the entire chamber shook with laughter. "Those tiny things?" An alien shouted. "They look so weak." Another one said, "They don't even have fur to protect them." The council leader raised one of his forearms. The laughter stopped. "We have studied them for 50 Earth years," he said. "We watched their wars. We saw their weapons. We tested their technology." He paused for effect. "The verdict is clear. Threat level 0.5. The crowd gasped. 0.5 was the lowest score ever given. Classification: harmless. More laughter erupted. Even the peaceful species smiled. The warrior races slapped their knees in amusement. On Earth, 5 humans stood in a white room. They wore formal suits. These were Earth's ambassadors. They had been invited to watch the ceremony through a live feed. Ambassador Chen stared at the screen. His jaw was tight. His fists were clenched. "Harmless?" he whispered. Ambassador Martinez touched his shoulder. "Let them think that, but sir, they're mocking us." "Yes," Martinez said quietly. "And they'll regret it." Back in the council chamber, a new alien stood up. He was massive, with red scales and sharp teeth. General Varkoth of the Zaltarian Empire. His species was ranked 6.5 on the threat scale. They had conquered 40 planets. "I have a proposal," Varkoth said, his voice like grinding rocks. The council leader nodded. "Speak, General. These humans, they occupy a planet rich in rare minerals. Water covers most of their world. 3 moons orbit nearby. What is your point?" Varkoth smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "I claim Earth as Zaltarian territory. They are harmless. They cannot stop us." Gasps filled the hall, but no one objected. The rules were clear. Any species ranked below 2.0 could be challenged. It was the law of the galaxy. "Very well," the council leader said. "By galactic law, humanity has 30 days to respond. They can surrender peacefully or face military action." Varkoth laughed. "I'll bring 500 warships, just to be safe." The crowd laughed with him. On Earth, the ambassadors watched in horror. The transmission ended. The screen went black. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Ambassador Chen slammed his fist on the table. "They're going to invade us. Maybe we should surrender," another ambassador said. "They have technology we can't match." "No." Everyone turned to look at Martinez. The old ambassador's eyes were cold. "We don't surrender. We never have." "But sir, activate Protocol Omega," Martinez said into his phone. "Yes, all of it. Every project, every weapon, every scientist. We have 30 days. He looked at the others. "They think we're harmless because we have no claws? Because we have no scales." He walked to the window. Earth stretched below them, blue and beautiful. "They forgot to check one thing," Martinez continued. "They forgot to ask why we're the only species on our planet who made it to the top. They forgot to wonder why we survived when bigger, stronger creatures didn't." He turned back to face them. "They forgot that humans don't have claws because we invented knives. We don't have scales because we built armor. We don't have natural weapons because we created better ones." Ambassador Chen straightened up. "What do we do?" Martinez smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. "We show them what harmless really means. Call the president. Wake up every military base. Contact every scientist. Tell them we have 30 days to prepare." "Prepare for what?" "War." Around the world, lights began turning on in secret facilities. Doors opened that had been sealed for years. Scientists pulled out blueprints marked top secret. Soldiers reported to hidden bases. Humanity had been ranked harmless. They were about to teach the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. In space, General Varkoth sat in his flagship. He counted his ships, 500 warships. Each one could destroy a city with a single shot. 30 days, he told his crew. Then we take that planet. This will be the easiest conquest in Zoltarian history. His crew cheered. None of them noticed the small satellite drifting near their ship. It looked like space debris, but hidden inside was a camera, and that camera was watching, recording, learning. On Earth, a programmer smiled as data flowed across her screen. "Got you," she whispered. The countdown had begun. 30 days until the Zoltarians arrived. 30 days until the galaxy learned the truth about humanity. 30 days until everything changed. 30 days passed like a storm. General Varkoth stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Crimson Death. Behind him, 499 warships waited in perfect formation. Each ship was the size of a small city. Their weapons could turn mountains into dust. "Status report," Varkoth commanded. "We have arrived at Earth's orbit, General," his officer said. "All ships ready." Weapons charged. Varkoth looked at the blue planet below. So beautiful. So defenseless. Soon it would be his. Open communications. Let the humans hear their doom. Across Earth, every screen turned on. Every radio played the same message. Varkoth's face appeared everywhere. "Humans of Earth." His voice boomed. "I am General Varkoth. You have 30 seconds to surrender. If you refuse, we will destroy your cities one by one. Your choice is simple, bow or burn." In the White House, President Sarah Kim sat calmly. Her advisors surrounded her. Everyone looked nervous except her. 30 seconds, Madam President," an advisor said. She smiled. "Let him wait. 29 seconds. 28. 27. Varkoth's finger hovered over the fire button. 10 seconds. 9. 8. "General," his officer shouted. "Sensors are detecting something." "What is it?" I don't know. Space around us is glowing." Varkoth looked at the view screen. His blood ran cold. The empty space around his fleet began to shimmer, like heat waves on a desert. But they were in space. That was impossible. Then the shimmer solidified. Ships appeared. Thousands of them. Small, sleek, dark vessels that seemed to materialize from nothing. "Where did they come from?" Varkoth roared. "Unknown, sir. They weren't there a second ago." A human voice filled the Zoltarian bridge. Calm, cold, dangerous. "General Varkoth. I'm Admiral James Hunter of the Earth Defense Fleet. You wanted to see if we would bow or burn." A pause. "We choose neither. We fight." Varkoth laughed, but it sounded hollow even to his own ears. "Your tiny ships against my fleet? You're fools. Size doesn't matter, General. Strategy does. Let me show you." The human ships moved, but not in any formation Varkoth recognized. They scattered like insects, flew in zigzag patterns, seemed to dance through space. "Fire," Varkoth ordered. "Kill them all!" The Zoltarian fleet unleashed their weapons. Energy beams bright enough to blind lit up the darkness. Missiles screamed through space, but they hit nothing. The human ships were too fast, too unpredictable. They moved like water flowing around rocks. "Impossible," Varkoth's officer said. "No species flies like that." "That's because you all fly the same way," Admiral Hunter's voice replied calmly. "You follow patterns, rules, honor codes. We don't." The human ships suddenly changed direction, all at once. They flew straight at the Zoltarian fleet. At the last second, they split apart. Half went up, half went down. They surrounded the alien ships like a closing fist. "Fire at them!" Varkoth screamed. "Sir, they're too close." "If we fire, we'll hit our own ships." Varkoth realized the trap too late. The humans had turned his own fleet into shields. Then the human ships opened fire. Not with energy weapons, not with missiles. They fired something else. Small spheres that attached to the Zoltarian hulls like magnetic bombs. "What are those?" Varkoth demanded. His answer came seconds later. The spheres activated. Blue lightning spread across every Zoltarian ship. Lights flickered. Engines died. Weapons went offline. EMP devices. Someone shouted. "They're electromagnetic pulse weapons." In the White House, President Kim watched the battle on her screen. "Report," she said. 60% of their fleet is disabled, Madam President," a general replied. "Engines dead. Shields down. Weapons offline. And our losses? 12 ships damaged. 0 destroyed," she nodded. "Phase 2. Admiral Hunter, you may proceed." In space, the remaining Zoltarian ships tried to retreat. But the human vessels pursued like hunting wolves. They didn't destroy the ships. Instead, they herded them, pushed them away from Earth, away from escape routes. Varkoth watched his fleet fall apart. How? He whispered. How did they do this? Admiral Hunter's voice answered, as if he could hear the question. You spent 50 years watching us, General. But you only saw what we wanted you to see. While you counted our missiles, we built better ones. While you studied our metal, we invented new alloys. While you laughed at us. A pause. We studied you. Varkoth's ship shuddered. Human vessels surrounded it. Docking clamps attached to his hull. Cutting torches began slicing through the doors. They're boarding us. His crew screamed, Fight them! Varkoth ordered, but it was too late. Human soldiers poured through the breach. They wore black armor, carried weapons that fired strange projectiles, moved with precision that seemed almost mechanical. Within minutes, Varkoth's bridge was captured. He found himself on his knees, hands bound behind his back. His crew surrounded him, all prisoners now. Admiral Hunter walked onto the bridge. He was older than Varkoth expected. Gray hair, calm eyes. He looked like someone's grandfather, but those eyes were cold as space itself. General Varkoth, Hunter said quietly. You called us harmless. Please, Varkoth begged. Mercy, I surrender. Take me prisoner. Follow your human rules about prisoners of war. Oh, we will, Hunter replied. You'll be treated well, fed, given medical care. We're not monsters. He leaned closer. But there will be a price. You wanted to take Earth. Instead, we're taking one of your planets. Zoltara Prime's third colony world. The one with all those rare minerals you wanted from us. Varkoth's eyes went wide. You can't. That's an act of war. No, General. That's the price of starting one. Hunter turned to his soldiers. Take him away. Treat him with respect. And make sure the galaxy sees this. Across the galaxy, billions watched the broadcast. The harmless humans had just defeated a ranked 6.5 military power, captured their general, taken one of their planets. In the council chamber, the council leader sat in stunned silence. Around him, aliens whispered nervously. This changes everything, someone said. We need to re-rank them immediately. No, a deep voice said. Everyone turned. An alien covered in black armor stood in the shadows. Lord Creven, leader of the Vexar Empire, ranked 7.2 on the threat scale. The humans got lucky, Creven said. One victory means nothing. I will show them real power. Two more alien leaders stood up, all of them commanders of powerful empires, all ranked above 7.0. We form an alliance, Creven announced. The Triax Alliance. Together we have 5,000 warships. We will crush these humans and restore order to the galaxy. The council chamber erupted in discussion. On Earth, Admiral Hunter watched the broadcast. President Kim stood beside him. They're coming, she said. 5,000 ships this time. Hunter nodded slowly. Then we moved to Phase 3. Project Titan? Project Titan. He pressed a button on his console. Across Earth's orbit, several large moons began to glow. But they weren't moons. They never had been. In his cell, General Varkoth saw the glow through his window. He closed his eyes. Fools, he whispered. They have no idea what they've awakened. The Triax Alliance fleet moved through space like a dark cloud. 5,000 warships, 3 of the galaxy's most powerful empires united. Lord Creven stood on his command ship, watching Earth grow larger on his screen. This will be easy, he told his officers. The humans defeated 500 ships. We bring 10 times that number. They cannot win. Beside him stood Commander Thex of the Morvaxi Empire and High General Zern of the Krell Federation. All 3 empires were ranked above 7.0. Together, they had conquered over 200 planets. How long until we reach Earth? Craven asked. 2 hours, my lord. Craven smiled. Open a channel to Earth. Let them see their doom approaching. Across Earth, the message played. 3 alien faces filled every screen. Humans. Crevan's voice boomed. You defeated the Zoltarians, congratulations, but they were weak. We are not. Surrender now, or watch your planet burn. In the White House bunker, President Kim sat surrounded by her advisors. Everyone looked worried. Everyone except her. Madam President, a general said nervously. 5,000 ships. Our fleet only has 2,000. The math doesn't work. Math isn't everything, General, she replied calmly. Admiral Hunter, is Project Titan ready? On a screen, Admiral Hunter nodded. All weapons online, Madam President. Waiting for your order, she stood up, walked to the window. Earth looked peaceful from here. Blue oceans, white clouds, green continents, home. They think 5,000 ships is enough, she said softly. They think we'll panic, run, beg for mercy. She turned to face her team. Activate Project Titan. Show them what happens when you threaten our home. In space, the Triax Alliance fleet approached Earth's orbit. Craven watched his sensors carefully. Something felt wrong. Where is the human fleet? He asked. Unknown, my lord. Earth appears dark. All communications stopped. All lights off. It's like the planet is dead. A trick, Craven growled. They're hiding. Cowards. But then his officer's voice cracked with fear. My lord, the moons. Earth's moons are moving. Craven looked at his screen. Earth had several moons in orbit. Natural satellites, dead rocks floating in space. Except now they were glowing. Bright blue light poured from their surfaces. Those aren't moons, Commander Thex whispered. The moons split open. Massive weapons emerged from inside. Each one was the size of a city. Energy crackled around them like captured lightning. Weapons platforms. Someone screamed. Admiral Hunter's voice filled every ship in the Triax fleet. Greetings, Lord Craven. Welcome to Earth. You wanted to see our defenses? Allow me to introduce Project Titan. We've been building it for 30 years. Just in case someone like you showed up, the weapons fired. Blue beams of pure energy shot across space. Each beam hit an alien ship, and each ship simply vanished, turned to atoms. Gone in seconds, one shot, one ship destroyed. Craven watched in horror as his fleet began to disappear. 10 ships, 20, 50, 100. Scatter, he ordered. Break formation. Spread out. The fleet scattered in every direction, but the Titan weapons tracked them, rotated, fired again and again. Each shot perfectly accurate. Return fire, General Zern shouted. The alien ships fired their most powerful weapons. Missiles, energy beams, plasma cannons. Everything hit the Titan platforms, but the platforms had shields. Shields like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. The alien weapons exploded against them like rain hitting a window. Impossible, Craven breathed. Those shields, they're stronger than anything we have. Actually, Admiral Hunter's voice said, they're your shields. We captured Zoltarian technology, studied it, improved it, made it better. Thank you for the donation. Another 100 ships vanished in blue light. President Kim watched from Earth. Admiral, they're breaking formation. Perfect. Release the virus. Yes. Madam President, in the Triax fleet something strange began happening. Ship computers started glitching. Navigation systems showed wrong directions. Communication channels played static. Weapons locked onto friendly ships instead of enemies. What's happening? Commander Thex screamed as his weapons fired at his own allies. It's a virus. A technician shouted. In our communication network. It's spreading through every system. The human fleet had been hiding, waiting. Now they appeared from behind Earth. 2,000 ships against what remained of the Triax fleet. But the alien ships were in chaos. Some fired at each other, others spun out of control. Many just drifted, systems completely dead. The human fleet moved through them like sharks through fish. They didn't need to fire many shots. The virus had done most of the work. Admiral Hunter watched the battle from his ship. No joy on his face, no celebration. Just cold efficiency, casualties? He asked. 47 human ships damaged, 3 destroyed. Enemy fleet at 20% strength, 3,000 alien ships destroyed. Only 1,000 remained, and most of those were disabled. Lord Craven is attempting to retreat, an officer reported. Let him, Hunter said. But only him. Capture the rest. Within hours it was over. The mighty Triax Alliance defeated. Their ships captured or destroyed. Their commanders prisoners. Only Lord Craven escaped. His damaged ship limped away into deep space. President Kim opened a channel, not just to the Triax worlds, to the entire galaxy. Billions would hear this message. This is President Sarah Kim of Earth, she said calmly. Today, 3 empires attacked us. They brought 5,000 warships. They threatened to burn our planet. She paused. We have destroyed or captured 4,700 ships. We have taken prisoners. We will treat them well. We will follow all rules of war. Because unlike you, we have honor. Another pause. Longer this time, but there will be consequences. Each of the 3 Triax empires will surrender 1 planet to humanity. You have 48 hours to decide which planets. If you refuse, we will choose for you, and we will take them by force. She leaned forward, eyes hard as steel. We gave you a chance to leave us alone. You chose war. Now pay the price. The transmission ended. Across the galaxy, the council chamber was silent. No one laughed now. No one smiled. We need to re-rank them, the council leader said quietly. Immediately. To what? Someone asked. 7, 8? Before anyone could answer, an ancient voice spoke. A voice that hadn't been heard in 1,000 years. 9. Everyone turned. In the shadows sat the oldest being in the galaxy, Emperor Zarthan of the ancient Dominion. His species created the ranking system. They ranked 9.8, the highest score possible. These humans, Zarthan continued, are more dangerous than you realize, not because of their weapons, but because of their minds. They learn, they adapt, they improve. He stood up slowly. His ancient body moved like stone. I have watched civilizations rise and fall for 10,000 years. I have seen empires span galaxies. I have witnessed the birth of stars.